Hello and welcome to today's historic best of 3 deck tech and gameplay video on an update to Temur Marvel. Temur Marvel is a deck that revolves around playing the Aetherworks Marvel and, ideally anyway, on turn 4 actually not only playing the Marvel but also activating the Marvel for 6 energy to hopefully cheat into play any one of our big scary things. Can be Ulamogs, Kozileks, Ugins, or Genesis Ultimatums, which can themselves also hit, or can itself also hit, not only all of our big threats, but can also hit a good chunk of cards at various points along the curve. There we go, that's a permanent. That's what we want to do with the namesake card, and that's still been the same sort of package since the last version. What the deck got in terms of support pieces that make it better than what it was before was some of the Modern Horizons 3 energy production. In 3 cards in particular: Solar Transformer, is it Generatorium, which I believe how you pronounce that, and Galvanic Discharge. And even with the Galvanic Discharge nerf and Historic, it still works very well. What makes all these cards great is that they are just good ways to generate energy, for lack of a better term. The Generatorium basically gives us more energy and also lets us draw a card if, say, we spin an Aetherworks Marvel and happen to get only a bad hit like a Long Tusk Stalker or a Solar Transformer or something. We can at least recoup some of the lost value from a miss-hit of a Marvel by drawing a card with a Generatorium, as well as just getting more energy and therefore more spins on the wheel. We also have Solar Transformer, not only an energy generator itself, but also a mana dork, so we can, again, ramp into the Marvel itself if we want to, but usually can also be used to ramp into our big scary things that we want to be casting. And the last one, Galvanic Discharge, just an increase over a Harness Lightning, where it is a card where we get energy, then we get to shoot a creature or walker for however much energy we're willing to spend. Where Harness Lightning used to only hit creatures, this hits planeswalkers and is 1 mana and is therefore just better. The rest of the list is basically the same as it was last time. Again, top end threats, land base, all the same here. And also other forms of energy generation like the Long Tusk and Attune with Aether, still there. And of course the Volcanic Sprite is still going to stay in the list because sometimes you want to get the big scary hit out of your hand and into your deck to hopefully hit off of a Marvel. And that's all for the basics of the main deck. Sorry. Now on to the sideboard card. Again, pretty much it might be actually the exact same, or almost the same sideboard as the previous version. Rampaging Ferocidon for opposing life gain decks, since they're very common. Klothys, God of Destiny, can be both a graveyard hate piece and against more aggressive decks if you feel like you need some life gain. Klothys can do that in a way that's difficult to interact. Burn Down the House and arguably Star of Extinction both fill the role of big scary sweeper that not only can we just cast if we need to, but we also, in matches where we bring it in, we don't mind hitting a sweeper off of a Marvel more often than not. Where Star of Extinction does have the bonus of getting rid of particularly problematic lands, usually reserved for like the Gates list. Getting a Maze's End or a Baldur's Gate is usually what you want to get rid of, but you can get rid of any land that you need to. A couple copies of Chandra, Awakened Inferno, a spell that can't be countered. That's a big spell that we want to cast anyway, and is good at bringing against more traditional control decks. Fade from History is sweepers, but for artifacts and enchantments. And yes, this will sometimes mess up our own board, but we only bring these in to where they're really going to mess up our opponent's board more than they're going to mess with us. Single Titan of Industry, which is usually for artifact or enchantment hate, but it can be any one of the modes you need it to be for any given situation. It's usually there for a Naturalize on a body, but it can be more than that. And the last one is a Jin Gataxias as another way to deal with traditional control decks that would have a lot of card advantage, or any deck that has a lot of card advantage. Jin-Gitaxias allows you to what's the word? Allows you to get rid of the cards in their hand in theory, and hopefully from there, win the game. But that is the basics of the list. Don't forget to like the video if you like it, subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future, and if you have any sort of questions like I don't have X, what about Y, or other generally nice and or constructive comments, I'll do what I can to respond to what I see. With all that out of the way, we'll go on now to game number 1. And game number 1 with our little Temur Marvel list. And this is a perfectly fine hand. 2 lands, but in a tune with Ether, so functionally 3 lands. And things to do. Go ahead and Aether Hub on 1. Tune with Aether will get another, or get a forest, pardon. That way we can play at least 2 cards next turn. As for some opposing life gain deck, well, odds are we'll be fine. Yeah, I think we're still going to stick with the same plan. Do a Long Tusk Stalker, and an Attune with Aether. I think we'll get an island this time, just to get access to all of our colors. Just wait for our opponent to, like, I don't know, play some Righteous Valkyrie. Why is everyone running, like, absurdly thick decks today? Ooh, Palantir. Okay. Do I care? Stuff on the top. I'll lose life. It's fine. I'd rather just stop them doing what they're wanting to do. Triomes are pretty good, so we'll play that first and play a Transformer. Why? It seems... Okay, I guess with the Cleric class, it's a little less weird that they're also running Sweepers, since the level 3 can get back a thing. It's still kind of odd. But, I mean, okay. And yeah, I'll take the hit. Yeah, lose a life. If they're like a life gain deck and are running really high on the curve, then their deck's just weird. Go ahead and lose. Perfect. I guess we could play a Stomping Ground. Unfortunately, I think from this point on, because they are running weird, goofy lit cards in their list, I think we do have to let them. We do have to let them start drawing cards. Got there eventually. Do I care that you play their sheep? Eh. Yeah, draw your card. Deck is running weird things anyway that it shouldn't be. Yeah, go ahead and keep on attacking. Now, we're not going to get through the ram, but this attack is more so for energy generation than it is for damage. How much land do I have? 1, 2... Why does he not... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 land should put me to Genesis Ultimatum next turn. I don't know if I care. Like, he's gonna, what, bonk me for 1... That really, really sucks. Does that affect my... Oh, it's Enchantment in Planeswalker. I thought it was Artifact in Planeswalker. That's fine. I think I will actually get rid of the ram. Second guessing myself, but that's fine. This still gives us enough energy left over that if we happen to draw or even put into play a Marvel, we can do fine. Okay, their deck is all over the goddamn place. But hey, I need footage. They're running weird cards, so we can't afford to just take damage anymore. Because I guess I made a misjudgment or miscall about like what their deck is. Come on. This is one of those where like a weird moment where like paper magic is easier, because I could just say it doesn't matter what you put on top or don't put on top. As long as, you know, it's legal and you do the scry thing, you're going to draw. But because Arena has to have them do the scry first, I have to sit here and wait. Yeah, take the card. I'm not in a space mechanically to just eat it. And yeah, play a Genesis Ultimatum. Hope we get big hits. That's fine. It's not the most exciting. That helps, however. I did forget to look at the other cards. Okay. Is it 20 cards? That's, okay, it is 20. I thought so. Okay, even if you sweep the board, my Ulamog is still here. That's fine. That helps a bit, I guess. Again, just gonna give him the card. There's a real chance that if we let him, or if we let him mill, we just die. Play an island. Play a transformer. And I guess a long tusk stalker in case they play some sort of like edict style sacrifice effect. I just hope we get there, honestly. Did I see anything? The deck is all over the goddamn place. Okay. Plan remains the same, honestly. And now we have a respectable amount of energy. So if they play a, you know, a big scary thing, odds are we should be able to get rid of it. Oh, that's so goddamn annoying. That's fine. Are we playing a creature after this? Go ahead and... yeah, just get rid of it. Might as well. We have two of them. And it only takes one energy. Actually, I can... if I can... hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Draw a card. I can Ulamog, get rid of the pacifism. Yeah, I can get rid of the pacifism and the Palantir. Pacifism, Palantir. Submit 2. When it comes into play, I keep the one that was around more previously. That way I can actually attack with the thing. Play a Pathway on red and just win the game, right? We got it. Hell yeah. Their deck is a life gain deck, but they're so weird. They're like life gain, and they're a really big deck. Their deck is all over the place, so I'm just going to run it again. I don't think I need to worry that much. The deck is trying to do too much, and it's too big, and I might end up eating my words. Very possible, but I don't think I will. And if I do, you know, yeah, things happen. It's like fine. And another fantastic opener. Yeah, all day long. Probably going to get a island with the Attune with Aether so we can work towards the 3 blue needed for a Genesis Ultimatum. That makes it even better. Plan remains exactly the same. Islando. Will likely play a Transformer on 2. They've shown that I can be a little slow here, with their deck being all over the place, the way it is. And I still maintain, I don't think I need to super care. And if I'm wrong, meh, I'm wrong. I'm also up a game. I got wiggle room to be wrong. It's fine. Doing anything special? That's 1000% a Doomscar all day. Take your life. Take your pound of flesh. I guess actually we'll just play 2 long tusk stalkers. This way, if we get lucky and draw into a Marvel, we can actually activate the thing. Huh. If you attack with just the Pride, I think I double block it. Yeah, I think I do, actually. Better to just get rid of it. And they correctly realize that. Work towards the 3 blue sources we need. Don't attack, so we can continue to, like, sit on the removal of the Pride as an option. Okay. Why? I mean, other than, like, I guess a casting X amount of white spells quest for a daily, like, okay. But beyond that, that's a weird turn, but okay, I guess it's fine. Let's see, we're at 6. See, why? Why is that here? Whatever. Play a Genesis Ultimatum. See what we find. We will pay the 2 life, so we have the red mana open to cast the discharge that'll be in our hand. Oh, and we got a Marvel. Hell yeah. So next turn, if nothing else, we can just play a Marvel and start chonking with Ulamog again. And luckily, we did the correct thing, having 2 creatures on the board, giving us a sacrifice bit of fodder we don't mind getting rid of. What are we doing now? We are 1,000% going to get rid of that. Okay, I don't need to do it then. I can just do it now. Paying 1 to get rid of it. Just trying to, you know, close this game out. Because not only, you know, I'm a human being and have things to do, but my time is limited. Go ahead and attack. I'm actually going to keep the Aetherworks Marble for a potential rebuilding turn I might have to do. So we'll just do a Long Tusk Stalker. Again, they play the Invoke Despair or whatever that card's called. I have Sacrifice Fodder. It matters less what lands I get now that I have access to Genesis Ultimatum mana. There's not that much they can do. Like, yeah, okay, they played a Ram. I can always look for something off of a Marvel, which is what I will do. That's, is that... You know what, we'll just get another Marvel. Take another spin on the wheel. Keep the new one. They both see each other die, so we get a couple energy that way. And we spin again. And this is another great point of the list. Sometimes you can just get, like, back-to-back. Hang on. Guess we can do a Spite. Throw away cards. Maybe find something else. Play another Genesis Ultimatum. There we go, and that'll give us the ability to uptick an Ugin to get rid of the Ram. Yeah, and this is another great example of the deck just absolutely popping off in the best way possible. And then we just attack for the win. Beautiful. I mean, while the deck did do what it wants to do, when it can show the, like, absolutely ridiculously pop-off turns you have by getting, say, several Marvel spins of the slot machine in a turn, let this also be an example of, 1, don't run really thick decks, and 2, if you have a general idea and a theme, try and stick to it, even if you have pet cards like a Timeless Lotus and the like. I don't think the deck is any better for having cards like this, nor having 160 or whatever odd amount of cards it had before. But anywho, with all God, I'm messing this up today. With all that out of the way, we'll go on now to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little Temur Marvel list. And of course, we play first because we have a brain. And this is a perfectly fine opener. Not exactly explosive, but good enough that we'll take it. Go ahead and play the Attune with Aether and look for Island. Trying to get our color combinations required to cast a Genesis Ultimatum if we need to. Okay, Mill's weird. Mill's not going to go great. Why'd I do that? Okay, it's not immediately dead, but that's very stupid. I wasn't thinking. I was trying to preserve information when I could have played the mountain and gotten rid of the Ruin Crab. So if we, like, mill over something like a Marvel or something big. Milling over an Ugin sucks. But my point was going to be, if we milled over something kind of big and important, then that's on us and we kind of deserve that. Okay, Mountain. Volcanic Spike, getting rid of the Rune Crab. Guess we get rid of the Kozilek. That's something. And honestly, if he takes the trade, we're happy. It's one of those, a Lotus Cobra is worth more than a Long Tusk Stalker in a vacuum. So we'll take that. Plays land, does thing. Pretty bog standard. Pardon the yawn. Pretty bog standard Simic stuff. At least so far. You know, maybe there's some $1 million idea that they're doing that I'm not picking up on. Very possible. Didn't totally forget to turn my phone on silent. Yes, yes. Next turn, we're probably going to play a generator, almost regardless of circumstance. Guess we could do a pathway on red. Play the generatorium. Okay, has some sort of priority, but it could be like a growth spiral or something weird. Really, nothing. Okay. I mean, that stinks. Not that bad. Still feeling kind of okay. I'm going crazy and I'm missing something like really impactful. $1 million question. If our opponent counters this, we're going to be in some trouble. Really? Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, activate it now. Although, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, he could counter the thing we play with the Marvel and not the Marvel itself, which is arguably the correct choice to make here. Or not. Okay, we kind of goofed this and really bad. We did really terrible ordering. I should have attacked first, done this second main, and had everything else sort of play out the same. But I want to get rid of their board, and I'm scared if I don't do it now. Hang on. Activate. Oh, God. Although, if I want to activate the generator and draw a card, I have to make the bad play anyway. So in that case, Long Tusk Stalker, and we just hope. Take some energy. Activate it now. What are they holding on to? What? Okay. I guess now we'll down tick for 2. Just want to get rid of their board. Maybe some sort of stifle style effect. I think that's the name of the 1 mana blue one. What is their priority? Okay. I don't know what our opponent's trying to do, so I'm just gonna run it again. That wasn't even scoopable. They were fine. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I don't have a whole lot of time, so unless they scoop immediately right now, at which point you'll never see this game anyway. Hopefully we'll get an actual game out of this one. Huh. Hi, Banana. Yeah, we'll keep this. I guess we can go a little slower. We don't need to do the Stalker on 1 necessarily. Yeah, go ahead and get the Triumph down. Turn 2, we can play a Solar Transformer if we need it. Or if we need to get rid of something like that. We can always do that instead. Yeah. Be smart, Max. Don't be stupid. Stalker first, then a Pathway, Galvanic Discharge. They could have some sort of green combat buff, but I don't think they would. But seeing how our deck basically operates off of big hits off the top of the library, you kind of need the top of the library to stay intact if you can manage it. I guess we could do a Generatorium. Play a Stomping Grounds tapped. Again, if they make the trade, Cobra is better than a Stalker in a vacuum. Happy to make it all day long. And this is to mention nothing about the mana value. Like the trade up in value on the things removed, but neither here nor there. Okay. Simic. Okay, if it's Simic Ramp. I maintain that they were fine game 1. Argue that's a really, really aggressive concede, but sure. Huh. Go play... Hang on, I don't think there's any way I can do both of these. So I guess we'll just do a Rogue Refiner first. See what we draw. That's something. Do a Pathway, I guess, on green while we have an Attune with Aether. Go look for another island to get the 3 for, again, a Genesis Ultimatum. It's gonna suck to start getting chunked by an Elder Gargaroth a lot. It's really gonna suck. But if we're lucky and we can sort of do some weird pseudo-ramping ourselves into an Ulamog, we can at least get rid of the Gargaroth. As the first ability on Ulamog is a cast trigger, so that they have to counter the ability and not the spell itself. Do I care? Yeah, okay, yeah, we could, yeah, each one. It's in my own brain thinking about if that was the right play. Yeah, okay, Simic Ramp, cool. That's totally cool with me. Second one is it's like the second time. It's like, okay, Elf for Elemental, okay. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna hurt a lot. Okay. That's something. Hang on, let me check the math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need some very particular plays to happen. I gotta start chump blocking. But if I can get to an Ugin, like, we're kind of doing okay. I have all the energy I need, so I don't think I need to worry about that. Right now, it's just about preserving life totals. Although this does tell me that we're probably just going to bring in a couple Stars of Extinction. You know, get rid of the thing they're trying to... Did we just die? Right? 7, 6, 10, 13, 15, 15 blocks. The biggest thing I can block. Yeah, we're dead, but we'll see if our opponent has it. Why? You were okay. I'm gonna assume that's a cast so many green spells daily kind of thing. Yeah, our only hope is that maybe we can psych our opponent out and they don't, like, try. But they should, yeah, I was about to say, call the bluff. 1000%. Cool. The rest of it doesn't matter. Plan remains largely the same. The fucked part is that it wouldn't... Yeah, bring down the house wouldn't even get rid of the Gargaroths, and those are pretty common in this list. It's not really drawing cards, but I don't need to attack that angle. So yeah, I think it's just Stars of Extinction. Take out a couple Genesis Ultimatums, since we've put in a couple of non-permanent things to hit, so you don't want to delude an Ultimatum hit. Pardon? There we go. Oh god, sneeze. Got to the mic before the sneeze came. We're good. It is nice being on the play in the third game. Let me make sure I'm actually recording. Okay, good. I was all in my head. Very concerned for a second. Okay. Okay, that's not exciting, but it's fine. I think we play the Generatorium on turn 2 and then play a Solar Transformer. Good. That makes me feel better about my choice. Although, if they are going to have Ruin Crab and start milling over the top of my library, we might have to rely more on being like a bad ramp list. Oh, I do not like this at all. That's very painful. Transformers. That's 4. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Those are okay things to lose. So then 6 to get it, right? Yeah. In that case, Rogue Refiner. Get some energy, draw a card. Adjust our game plan accordingly. That's not going to help. But if nothing else now, granted they might have some sort of counterspell or something weird, but next turn we should be able to play an Aetherworks Marvel, spin the wheel, and hopefully get a big hit. All those are fine to lose. Would suck if you play some sort of, ramp spell to make me lose more things. Would not be great. Cool, cool. Yeah, I can eat that 3. That's fine. Okay. Guess we'll go for another red. Since we need 2 for the Marvel anyway. Or not 2 for the Marvel, 2 for the Star of Extinction. Activate ability. Kozilek's something. It's not fantastic, granted. But it's okay. I did play a land. So I'm going to keep the Attune with Aether in my hand, I think. Do I drop? Let me draw and see what I hit. It's not fantastic. Guess we... honestly, the Refiner. Weirdly, the Refiner is, like, sort of the weakest card here. A little bit, kind of. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I didn't have anything I could counter. I didn't have anything I could pitch. Fuck me, I could have pitched the Rogue Refiner to get rid of the Scoop Swarm. I'm an idiot. I don't know why I didn't expect to see a Scoop Swarm in this list. Let me... Yeah, you know what? Run it. I think we're okay. I think. Okay, Aether Hub giving me an energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guess we can look for a Genesis Ultimatum. Get something big off the top. Oh, that's not great. Really don't like that. We can do that because it'll give us a Marvel spin, if nothing else. Yeah. Really looking for an Ugin. Something big. I lose my board, but I need to get rid of their board more. So get rid of any utility land that we got. Get the fuck... Hang on, do I have a 2-mana thing? Get the fuck out... maybe I can find something. If I find a 2-mana thing... Oh, that's not a 2-mana thing. That's so goddamn frustrating. Yeah, okay, that's cool. If we just attack, he just blocks with 2 things. They got indestructible anyway. That really fucking sucks. Guess we get rid of you and you. Don't need both of you. Our plan can still remain largely the same. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay. Okay. We can just hard cast an Ugin ourselves. So hopefully they go... Am I going to die? I didn't think about that. Oh, the Scoop Swarm trigger is not... Okay. Please just let me live. Yeah, make all the tokens of the world. It's very cute. Do you cast an Ugin? We accept the fact we're going to lose some stuff. Down tick for 5. Thank God! Oh my God! Oh, I was convinced we bricked that whole game. But yeah, that is Temur Aetherworks Marvel version 2. This list, and I'll probably write something very similar to this in the little baby write-up thing I try to do for a lot of these decks. When I make updates to videos, or updates to old decks and new videos, it is usually because a new card came out that I want to see if it works, or how it works in a given deck. In this example, being Generatorium and the Discharge are new cards. Sometimes when when new cards are added to a deck and I make them for a video, we'll go ahead and leave the match for a second. They are all tested as if they're going to be like a straight upgrade, but sometimes things don't work and there are arguably downgrades. Or if in what is honestly a pretty good situation, a card is a lateral improvement. It's not strictly better, strictly worse, but it's just like a little different angle in which to go. You move left or right, not up or down on the power scale, if that makes any kind of sense. And this is probably not surprising for Modern Horizons 3 cards. The Generatorium and the Transformer and the Harness Lightning 1-mana thing, whatever the hell it's called, the new one, are all examples of cards that make the list just strictly better. It is just strictly better than previous versions, without a doubt. And that's okay to have. You know, Modern Horizons got a lot of flack, but once they nerfed the really problematic deck, a lot of the cards are fine, and you don't see any of those cards in list other than this now. You might see the occasional Boros energy thing still, but they don't really see a whole lot of play since they got nerfed. But the point is, this is one of the few examples of a deck just getting linear, like linear, like an up and down sense of better. In this case, up. It's just strictly better. And honestly, the cards you add, the new ones, are all, I don't think any of them are above uncommon, so they're not even like, not even arguable from like a budget standpoint of like, oh, if they were rares, maybe you might not want to run X and you might want to run something from the older version. No, they're uncommons and below, I believe, if not all uncommon. So it's just strictly better. So yeah, if you liked not only the previous version of my Temur Aetherworks Marvel list, but if you also liked when a deck like this was popular, granted many moons ago, and you were wanting to like dive back into it and give it another shot, 1000% run it. You'll have a really good time. It's just as explosive and a good way to get quick wins because people will sometimes scoop off a big Marvel hit. So yeah, if you want to have some fun with it, you know, and play the Aetherworks Marvel fucking slot machine, pull that lever, baby. You'll have a fun time. Anywho, with all that out of the way, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions like, I don't have X, what about Y, or other generally nice and or constructive comments, I'll do what I can to respond to what I see. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.